This is not financial advice, it's not legal advice for entertainment and educational purposes only. And anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you get the videos I put them out, so you don't think I'm analyzing that data. But like I tell y'all every day, the day they release us is false, but it gives a false narrative to the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen, I did a video yesterday where I did what I thought was simple math, explaining how Citadel is not up $16 billion, that they're actually down $42 billion. And of course, the shills came out the woodwork, and they tried to explain to me that using the $54 billion as collateral is not debt, and that the shares sold, not borrowed, is not really debt. It's just, doing business and blah, 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 blah. So here's the thing. I now have to put it in a way and use an analogy that the shills can understand that it is debt. That it is debt. So let's first start with the $54 billion. Out of the $57 billion of assets, $54 billion of it is pledged as collateral. And somehow these shills don't see how that is debt. So let me break it down to the shills so they can understand. You have a house that's worth $57 billion. And then you go to a lender or a mortgage banker and you borrow $54 billion on that $57 billion house. Now, guess what? You only have $3 billion worth of equity because $54 billion of the equity is pledged to the mortgage banker or to the lender. And anytime you don't make those payments, what can they do? They can foreclose on the home. And usually when a foreclosure starts, the legal expenses start eating up into the rest of the equity that you have. So that $44 billion they pledge as collateral is like a mortgage. And if they don't make those payments, they will be foreclosed on. They will be margin called. And then that could even eat into the other $3 billion that they have equity in the property. Okay? So when you say that that's not debt, that is exactly debt. It's like a mortgage on your $57 billion property. Now, let's go into the shares sold, not bought. And these shills think that's not debt. They think that I'm oversimplifying it. Well, let me break it down to you and put it in an analogy that you can understand. You have a credit card. And the credit card has $45 billion, because that's what they say, that they have $45 billion worth of shares sold, not purchased. So if you have a credit card with $45 billion on it, and you take a $45 billion cash advance, do you think eventually you have to pay that $45 billion back? You might have the $45 billion in your hand at this time, but it's a debt. You eventually have to pay the credit card back that $45 billion. And that is what the shares sold, not bought is. It's like a cash advance on a credit card. So you shills who think that they're not $100 billion in debt, you have not been paying attention. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a whole lot worse. Anyway, please leave some comments and tell me what you think. Do you think that the $55 billion pledged as collateral and the $45 billion in shares sold, not bought, do you think that is debt? Anyway, have a great day. God bless. I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.